Welcome to another deep dive, everybody. Today we are going to be looking at Rapunzel,
Oh, yeah?
one of the most famous fairy tales in the world.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. You've got magic, you've got a tower, you've got super long hair.
Hmm.
What more could you ask for in a good story?
Yeah, and it's funny because like on the surface, Rapunzel, it feels kind of simple,
Yeah.
but when you start to like dig into it a little bit, you see all this stuff about like desire and, you know,
Yeah.
consequences,
Yeah.
human relationships. It's really fascinating.
Well, let's start unraveling it then, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, so at the very beginning of the story, we get introduced to this couple, right?
Right.
And they desperately want a child, but they can't have one.
Yeah.
And they live right next to this incredible garden.
Yeah, this garden is like bursting with life. It's got every kind of plant you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, but it's owned by an enchantress,
Oh, yeah. Powerful enchantress.
very powerful
Yeah.
enchantress.
You don't want to mess with her.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
And it's in this garden that
Mhm.
we find this plant, right? This
Yeah.
rampion.
The rampion. And it's more than just like the wife wants a salad. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like this deep craving she has.
It can
It's
do.
almost like an obsession.
Yeah.
And it just completely takes over her.
And the husband, of course, he loves his wife.
Of course.
He sees how much she's suffering.
And he's desperate to help her.
So what does he do?
Well, he decides he's going to risk everything
Right.
and sneak into the enchantress's garden and steal some of this rampion.
Bad.
Bad idea.
Yeah, it seems like a bad idea to me.
Yeah. You really shouldn't steal from a powerful enchantress.
But it does raise some questions, right?
Yeah, it does.
Like, how far would we go for the people that we love
Mm.
to ease their pain?
Mm.
I mean, is it justified? I don't know.
Right. Right from the very beginning, the story's got you thinking
Yeah.
about these moral dilemmas.
Yeah.
Is he right to do this? Is he wrong? I mean, his intentions are good, but the consequences,
Yeah.
they're going to be pretty huge.
Yeah, because when he gets caught stealing the rampion,
Oh, yeah.
he meets the enchantress
Face to face.
and she says, "Okay, I'll let you off the hook,
Mm.
but you're going to owe me
Big time.
big time." And that's where the magic really kicks in.
Right. Because her price is their unborn child.
Their child.
Yep.
So right from the start,
Yeah.
we have this theme of magic, like shaping destiny. Right?
Exactly. This isn't just like waving a wand and making something disappear.
Yeah.
This is magic that like controls people's lives.
Yeah.
It sets things in motion.
It's almost like she planned it.
Right. Like she created that craving
Yeah.
in the wife on purpose.
Yeah, to get what she wanted.
To get the baby.
Which is a little creepy when you think about it.
It's very creepy.
So why does she want the baby though?
Well, that's the big mystery, right?
Yeah.
Is she just trying to punish the parents
Yeah.
for stealing from her garden?
I mean, it seems a bit extreme, but
It's pretty extreme.
it's an enchantress, I guess.
Right. But maybe it's more than that.
Okay.
Maybe there's like a deeper reason.
Yeah.
We hear little hints about like, a past betrayal,
Mhm.
maybe a lost love.
Yeah.
So maybe her motives are more complicated than just revenge.
Well, whatever the reason. I mean, the result is the same.
Yeah, poor Rapunzel.
She's taken from her parents as a baby
And locked away in a tower.
in a tower with no doors.
And no stairs.
So how do you get in?
You have to climb up her hair. Her
Yeah.
incredibly long magical hair.
So that tower, it's like a symbol, right?
Oh, of
Of
precision.
control. It's like
Yeah.
a physical representation of the enchantress's power over her.
And her hair,
Yeah.
it's both a connection to the outside world
Mm.
and a symbol of her imprisonment.
Right.
Mm.
Because it's the only way in or out.
Yeah.
It's a really clever metaphor.
And for years, that's Rapunzel's life.
Yeah.
Just her and the enchantress.
In that tower. And then one day,
A prince comes riding through the forest.
and he hears her singing.
Yeah, and her voice,
Yeah.
it's like magic.
It is magical.
It just draws him in. It
Yeah.
makes him forget everything else.
It's like her song is breaking through the enchantress's control, reaching out into the world.
It's like a spell.
Yeah. And this prince.
He doesn't bargain with the enchantress or anything.
Uh-huh.
He just listens.
Yeah.
He observes and he figures out the secret.
Yeah, he hears the enchantress calling up to Rapunzel.
And he learns the magic phrase.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Right.
So he's basically using the Enchantress's own magic.
Like against her.
Yeah, to gain access to the tower.
It's kind of brilliant, actually.
Pretty clever.
Yeah, it's like he's challenging her authority.
But will it work?
And what will happen when he reaches the top?
Yeah.
That's what we need to find out.
That's a story for next time.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so the prince, he's made it into the tower,
Yeah?
right? And he's like finally face to face with Rapunzel.
Yeah. But you got to think, like, he's entering this space, right, that's completely controlled by the Enchantress.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the only one Rapunzel's ever really known.
Exactly. So it's like stepping into a world with its own weird set of rules,
Yeah.
the rules created by magic.
Yeah, and enforced by magic.
Yeah.
And Rapunzel. I mean, how did she react?
I mean, she's probably like fascinated and terrified all at the same time.
Yeah.
Because remember, the Enchantress has probably been filling her head with all these stories
Yeah.
about how dangerous the outside world is.
Oh, yeah. About like all the horrible things that are out there.
Yeah, like, don't you dare leave this tower
Yeah.
or you're going to get eaten by a dragon or something.
So the prince is like this forbidden fruit almost.
Right. He's dangerous, but also exciting,
Yeah.
like a breath of fresh air
Yeah.
into this like really stale environment.
But what about Rapunzel's feelings?
Mm.
I mean, is it just curiosity or
Yeah.
is there something more there?
Well, I think it's probably a little bit of both at first,
Mhm.
right? I mean, she's never really experienced like real love before.
Right. Just this kind of warped version of it.
Yeah, the Enchantress's version.
Just the Enchantress.
Which is not exactly healthy.
No.
So the prince is like this whole new world opening up for her.
Yeah.
And it's a chance for her to like, figure out who she is,
Yeah.
what she wants, what she's all about.
Apart from the Enchantress.
Yeah.
So we've got this romantic love developing
Right.
between Rapunzel and the prince, but there's also this element of betrayal,
Oh, yeah, big time.
right? Because the prince.
Well, he's kind of betraying the Enchantress's trust,
Yeah.
even though it was a messed up kind of trust to begin with.
But she did trust him to follow the rules.
Yeah, and he broke them.
And what about Rapunzel?
Well, she's also kind of betraying the Enchantress.
Even though she doesn't realize it?
Right, it's not like a conscious decision.
Yeah.
But by letting the prince in,
Hmm.
she's choosing him over the Enchantress.
Yeah, and that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's a turning point in the story.
Because it shows that she's not just a passive victim anymore.
Yeah, she's making a choice,
She's taking control.
which of course the Enchantress is not going to be happy about.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, when she finds out.
She is furious.
Yeah.
I mean, she goes ballistic.
She banishes Rapunzel to like the middle of nowhere,
Yeah, to the wilderness.
and she cuts off all her hair.
Her beautiful magical hair.
Yeah, which is like the ultimate act of control. Right.
Yeah, it's like she's taking away Rapunzel's identity.
Yeah, her connection to the world.
Everything.
And it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, poor Rapunzel.
But it's also like this moment of growth for her.
Mm,
You know, she's forced to be independent,
right.
to survive on her own.
She's not a damsel in distress anymore.
Yeah.
She's strong.
She's a survivor.
She's a warrior.
And the prince, he loses
Oh.
his sight.
Yeah, he's so heartbroken when he finds out Rapunzel's gone
Yeah.
that he jumps out of the tower
Yeah.
and he lands on like a bunch of thorns or something.
Ow.
And they scratch his eyes.
And he can't see.
It's like a physical manifestation of his pain.
You know, the darkness
Yeah.
representing the loss he feels.
So now they're both suffering.
Yeah.
They've both lost something precious.
But they're also both still alive,
Right.
which means there's still hope.
Yeah, maybe they can find each other again.
Maybe love can conquer all.
That's what we're all rooting for, right?
I know I am. Last time we left Rapunzel and the prince in pretty bad shape,
Yeah.
right? She's alone in the wilderness and he's wandering around blind.
Yeah. It's not looking good.
But hey, this is a fairy tale,
there's always hope.
right? So what happens next?
Well, Rapunzel, she's tough, She's not just going to give up. She
Uh-huh.
learns to survive in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And get this, she has twins.
Science.
Yeah, she becomes a mother.
Wow. I mean, talk about resilience.
Right. Like she's literally creating life
Yeah.
in this like barren, desolate place.
Yeah.
It's really powerful.
It's amazing.
She's not waiting around for someone to rescue her.
No.
She's taking charge of her own destiny.
And the prince.
Well, he's still heartbroken, of course.
Yeah.
But his love for Rapunzel, it's like this driving force. It keeps him going.
Yeah.
He's determined to find her.
Even though he can't see.
Yeah, it's like his heart is leading the way.
And does he find her?
He does.
He does.
He eventually stumbles upon her in the wilderness.
Wow.
And her tears.
Her tears.
Yeah, they have this like magical healing power.
What?
They restore his sight.
That's incredible.
I know, it's like a symbol of their love,
Yeah.
conquering all obstacles.
Yeah, they've both been through so much,
Trauma, loss, betrayal.
but they've come out stronger on the other side.
And their love has brought them back together.
So they get their happily ever after.
Well, I mean, sort of.
Sort of.
What about the Enchantress?
Oh, yeah. What about her?
I mean, she's still out there.
Did she get punished?
The story doesn't really say. It's kind of left up to the reader to decide.
So maybe she finds redemption.
Maybe.
Maybe she learns from her mistakes.
It's possible.
Or maybe she just fades into obscurity.
Who knows?
Well, either way, Rapunzel, it's a story that really makes you think
Definitely.
about the nature of love and betrayal and redemption
And about the power of the human spirit.
to overcome adversity.
Yeah, it's a classic for a reason.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Rapunzel.
It's been a pleasure.
I've really enjoyed it.
Me too.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive into a different fairy tale.
Sounds good.
Thank you for joining CMF Conspiracies podcast. If you have a conspiracy you wish for us to deep dive into, please send your topic to our email address or leave it in the comments.